Hello everyone, it is Pat with an Oracle card reading and message for this last week of March, going into the beginning of April. I hope you're having a great beginning to your spring. I know right here where I am, it doesn't really look too much like it right now. We know it's here, it says it on the calendar, the spring has begun. But if we look outside, there's still lots of snow around. And it's kind of damp and cold and still. But it will get here, it will come. Anyway, for this reading, I'm going to do what I usually do, which is to call upon the Archangel Oracle card deck first, to ask for an Archangel who's maybe overseeing the week for us, for whatever messages they have, so that for whatever is coming up for us this week, we have, an Archangel who's kind of overseeing that we can call upon for their help, okay? So just quickly, I'm going to go into that. I call upon the Archangels for maybe working with us this week for whatever messages they have for us. Okay, so we've got a couple that have spilled out here. The first one is Archangel Raguel. And I know he's come up in a few different readings before, and it says, "We angels are opening the hearts of everyone involved. Arguments and conflicts are now being resolved." And the title on the card is Relationship Harmony. So Archangel Raguel is an archangel of justice and fairness. He's also an archangel of order who brings order and harmony to things. And he can harmonize our relationship. He's a great archangel to call upon if you're looking to expand, your circle of friends, and but also to resolve any disputes that you might have with people, or if you have a legal dispute going on, maybe if you're involved in a divorce or a custody battle, or something heavy or major like that. Or it can be something as simple as harmonizing the relationship with yourself. If you've been looking to improve your self-esteem, your sense of self-worth, and feelings of deservingness, etc. Raguel can help us in all of these areas. So the message that he comes in with this week is pretty significant. He says, we're opening the hearts of everyone involved. And, arguments that were there, conflicts, things that have been, really kind of getting underneath your skin, he's opening the hearts so that they get resolved. Because that really is the only way that things do get resolved. So, anyways, if you do have to go into something this week, like a meeting with some lawyers, and because you got a court case of some kind going on, and it's maybe making you really nervous and uncomfortable, he is the archangel to go to and call upon for his help in harmonizing relationships, especially if you're going into it feeling like you're the underdog, or that things aren't going, in your favor. Maybe you feel like you're the little peon going up against the big guys or something. He is an angel that helps in that regard. He's like a friend. He brings in a battery of energy, and he helps to settle things in a win-win way for everyone involved. Okay, so in some ways it's not surprising right now, because astrologically we've had the planet Venus in retrograde, and Venus is it's my ruling planet, but it's oversees pardon me, like love and money. So it's when a planet is in retrograde, it causes the energy of those areas to kind of slow down and come to like either a pause or almost even a standstill sometimes. So it might feel like that, which is for good reason, because it causes you to go into review and reflect. This is a time where, especially as people are getting their taxes done, where they're kind of reviewing their finances, and maybe you've discovered some issues there that need to be resolved. Or maybe, it is the IRS and that pressure to get things, the taxes filed, because we come into April, the last month, to do that. But you have some issues there that need to get resolved. So Archangel Raguel is stepping in as the angel who can help you with these situations that you're dealing with this week in that way. Okay? And he's just letting you know that they're working behind the scenes to help you, but you do need to call upon angels for help and ask them for their intervention. And I would say, especially if you're feeling nervous or afraid, and need help to be able to speak up and speak your truth and do your due diligence, Archangel Raguel is a very good angel to call upon for those kinds of things to get resolved. So, the other archangel card that popped out was this one with Gabriel, and it's a message of leadership. And it says, it's time for you to assume your leadership power and position and lovingly guide others. Now, Gabriel is a very motivating angel, and she's known to be one who makes announcements because she's most known for her role in the Christian Bible, where she made the announcement to Mother Mary and to Elizabeth about the forthcoming births of Jesus Christ and John the Baptist. So she's very motivating, and sometimes she'll nudge you in the direction. And in this case, she's nudging you in the direction of letting you know that you're going to have to take the lead on something. And that could be something in your personal life. It could be something that Raguel is helping you out with, if there's a legal issue or a dispute that you have going on. Or it can be something in the world at large. When there's issues that have been bothering you or bothering you and a group of people, it may be calling you to step forward to, get people organized, to create a movement around it, or to, write that blog or that editorial, or to get up and speak about it in some way, or speak your truth to somebody. Or maybe that you just need to take the lead on, doing and, looking more into it and making people informed about a certain thing that needs, the light, a certain situation in life that needs the light shined on it, and some awareness brought to people about it. So Gabriel will often show up when that is the case. You're being called in some way into leadership, and it's not necessarily a formal leadership position. It might be, maybe there's an opportunity in your company and your work to step into a position of being a leader, like the president, the CEO, the CFO, or something like that, some significant position. It might be something as formal as that, but it isn't always. It's, sometimes it will come up in the way of, if there's some issue that's either bothering you with someone personally, or some issue that's bothering you in the world at large, and you think someone should do something about that, or they need to know about this. It's oftentimes, the universe tapping you on the shoulder saying, yeah, you're the one who needs to do that. You're the one who needs to step forward and speak about this, or get it going. And for many of you out there, it can mean that you're a leader or a teacher in some way. It's time for you to share your wisdom and take the lead on that. So know that Gabriel is working with you in that regard. Gabriel can be very motivating. She may be nudging you to step into something that is part of your life purpose. Okay, so, but in some way, don't be afraid to take the lead on something this week. And you've got Raguel, and both Raguel and Gabriel working with us this week too. And I feel like in a very larger, much more worldly way, it's heaven's. We're in a time of great change right now, and a lot of people aren't happy with the leadership that's in place, especially in the United States. There's a lot of unrest around that, whether you agree with it or not, aside. So it's calling forth, it's heaven's way of calling forth the leaders of the world. Those who maybe sometimes it's people who don't necessarily think of themselves as leaders. But there's definitely a call and a need for leadership in many areas, because we're in a time of significant change. And that isn't necessarily a bad thing, but it leaves a lot of people feeling very scared and confused, maybe especially our young people, because the future seems so uncertain. And, that's when things, if you look at history, at times when there was a lot of uncertainty, that's when, some not so nice things tend to happen. But it has to do with the fear and the uncertainty. So it's calling forth the leaders, okay, I feel like in a global way. And it may mean that in the world somehow that there's leaders of the world who are going to be coming together, okay? I do get a hit about that. Leaders from different countries, maybe coming together for maybe some kind of meeting or gathering. We may not necessarily hear about it in the news immediately this week, but I do feel like it has to do with that. Because there's got to be some kind of moratorium or something with environmental changes that are happening on the earth, and just the whole issue with people, the immigrants and refugees, and there is a significant world crisis going on there right now. So, anyways, let's go into some messages for the week, and I like to call on the mermaids. I am a mermaid. I've got my blue on. It's a rainy, wet day where I am, so we've got the wet and the water, and it's a blue kind of day. So let's see. Let's call upon the mermaids for their messages for us this week. Okay. All right, so there's 3 that have spilled out here, and it's pretty significant because there's a strong theme going on here, okay? First, we have this Divine Magic card that's spilled out, and it says, extra magical energy surrounds your situation right now, so expect miraculous solutions. Card is in it. If you read the description of it in the book, which I have many times, it says pay particular attention to the cards that are coming out after it because it amplifies their message. All right? But it's like a gateway, an energy gateway has opened, a spiritual gateway has opened, and you can get a big whoosh of help from heaven swooping in, especially if you've asked for that help. But really a push from the angels, though. Well, this is the mermaids, but anyways, you get the idea. So the cards that have come out after that, okay, both have to do with help. This one says you're being helped. This one says accept heaven's help. Very interesting. So this one says heaven is working behind the scenes to help you even if you don't see results yet. So I find this card really interesting and significant because I just wrote a little article and blog about it for my newsletter. Because here it is in New England, and it's spring. It says spring on the calendar, but if you look outside right now, it doesn't look like spring. There's still piles of snow. It's still rainy, wet, and cold. But we know that it's on its way. We know that nature is got spring in the works and flowers will be blooming soon. Okay, so it's a matter of faith and patience. And this card is saying that same message. It's trust that behind the scenes, things are working, things are changing, things are working in your favor. You are being helped in the way that you need to be helped, the way that you've asked for. It is coming. So have faith in that, okay? And, but it's urging you to accept that help, okay? It says you've prayed for help, so get out of the way and let heaven help you. I'm just going to take a sip of water. So this is a bit of a message to relax and allow, okay? And heaven often works through other people. It sometimes comes to you in the form of ideas where you need to go, look into something further to clarify it, what have you, get more information on the details. But mostly it's saying if you've asked for the help, get out of the way and let us help you. It may come in the form of other people. It may come unexpectedly as a sudden shift or change in something that you had no idea or didn't expect was going to come along. So have faith and trust. It's a big double message, really significant, especially since it came on the heels of that divine magic. All right? There's a lot going on with this. And, I do feel like this applies to worldly situations. I know there's a lot of people out there who've been praying for peace and for change in consciousness and in positive ways towards things that have been happening in the world. And so this is a message, a sign for you that those prayers have been heard. It may not necessarily look like it. You may not see the change occurring yet in the immediate world, in your immediate environment. Okay? But they're letting you know that it's on the way and to have faith in that. It's like something that's underneath the water, like in this picture. He's got a helper here and this dolphin that's swimming underneath, but he can't see it. So it's a little bit about having blind faith and trusting. And the get out of the way message is to kind of stop going against the flow sometimes and to allow and